Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the second segment, episode 134 of Sold with Updike Pugh.
Yep. And in our second half, as we're about to start, we're going to talk about 5 things that are easy landscape projects. And I was a little concerned that we were going to start this for the simple fact that it has rained so much, but it is a great time to discuss this. Hopefully, we can get some more sunshine and everybody can get out there because we are getting great growth in the grass and in the trees right now.
Yeah, and I would, one of the things that I really would highly recommend that people do when they start projects like this is break your survey out, make a copy of it, and start drawing on your survey what you want it to look like, because it is amazing how realistic
Yes.
that makes it seem. You get to see the scale of things. And Adrian's wanting to build a separate building in his backyard, and so we broke the survey out and we cut a little block that was proportionately the size of the building
Smart.
was gonna, and so we started placing it in around in the different places to figure out where it was gonna make most sense.
And I think that the key is to make copy because you definitely don't want to mark on that. It's going to be valuable for you later. Your title company will always have one for you. If you don't, and if we've helped you, let us know if you need that. We can help that come
Absolutely.
around. So what's the first thing we're going to talk about?
So the first thing we're going to talk about in the 5 awesomely easy landscaping projects is going to be adding in some tough edging. And this is really, I think, the most important first step, because you are really defining where you want everything from this point forward.
It is your jumping off point. It is, if you're coloring, it's the black line that you go around something with to give definition. There is a lot of old green edging that we see out there. Probably not something that you want to use these days. We were looking on different materials that you can use, and they can span everything from the plastic flexible, which we would not encourage, all the way to custom core tin, which is amazing, gives you a lot of architectural detailing. Somewhere in between is just a brown edging that we like right now, up against the black, as you can see here. But most recently, you can look online and you can Google core tin edging. I've also seen it come across in Instagram as well, and it's priced a little bit more, but it is a detailing that's really amazing. If you can work this into the budget, it is one of those elements that I think gives a very strong curb appeal, and it is a trend that we're seeing a lot more, both used in architectural, as you see here, and also on the house as well.
And one of the great things about using the heavy duty product like this is that you can create those multi layers, which
Right.
Ben was just showing. That was like a really great example of that.
And there are gauges. I was just on the Core 10 website, and there are different gauges that you can get. If you want to take it a little further, they'll also sell you sheets, and you can get really crazy if you've got a fabricator. So look into that. One of the most interesting ways that I've seen Core 10 edging used, and you've probably driven by it all the time, is into the main entrance of North Park Mall. They have actually changed the pitch to create V Architect and filled it in with both dirt and sod. And so it's really amazing. Take a look at that and let us know what you think.
Absolutely. What's the second one?
Focal points. So focal points are funny because I actually have started a focal point in my yard, and it is a berm. I have fallen in love with berms. I think they add a lot of interest to a yard. I think that they allow for, if you wanted Core 10, they also allow for boulders and for signature trees to be added in that area and grouped together. Not sure that everybody in the house is in favor of my berm right now as it continues to grow, but they're really great. You should look into them. Boulders work, as I said, work wonderful, and do statement trees.
I told you I created my berm in the backyard because
You have a great berm.
when they were building the guest house and they had to dig out all of the foundation, or the dirt to get down for the foundation, I said, I'll just take it over there and pile it up.
Yes.
And I mean, it's been a fantastic, it's a really great divider for the yard.
I did the same thing in another house, and when the pool was being put in, had them move 2 giant Bobcat loads full into the front, and just kind of put them there and then push them around. You probably need more soil than you think because it does compact.
Yeah.
But it really is amazing. So focal points with berms are one of my go-tos.
They are.
What is your next one, Jeff?
The next one is to make a flagstone wall.
Flagstone wall. That sounds
And
tough.
I'm saying flagstone right now, but you can use concrete block. You could use a variety of building materials to match and meld with whatever style your home is.
And these, when they are done right, they are a huge value add. As you can see here, this one has more of a dry stack, which means that the mortar doesn't actually squish out. And it just has a different effect. We've also seen these, again, used with Core 10. They're pretty amazing as well when they get big. One of the things to be very cautious of is, as something like this gets built, verify that you're not impeding water drainage, and also make sure that the amount of soil behind it is not going to be greater than the weight that that wall can support. That can become a huge mess and a liability later on.
Really can. If you go look at the article that we have connected to this on our in the comments below, I'll make sure that Zach's got it here shortly. There are some really critical comments about building a flagstone wall that you need to be aware of, just like what you were talking about with the the weight and the water behind it. So go visit that link if you're planning to take this project on.
I think there is a term called dead men that get installed that are actually cables that run back into where the dirt gets put, and those actually provide a support as the force goes out. These keep the force balanced.
So the force will be.
Oh my gosh.
What's the number 4, Weston?
I'm going to talk about paths. So paths, both gravel, flagstone, and as you know in Dallas, pavers. They love custom pavers here. One of the things that recently was done in my backyard was to go get the 24 by 24 pavers from Home Depot. They are extremely heavy. Know how much weight you can put in the back of your car before you move on down the road with those things.
Oh, that's right. You stopped by my house on the way home.
So, with that being said, the old cliche, lift with your legs, not your back, that's some true statement. I almost thought that I had debilitated myself after I did, we did 15 in a row. You loaned us your tiller,
yeah.
which made life wonderful, and we were able to flatten it. I think that the science behind the layers is really important to stabilize, to level, and to provide drainage. So again, kind of like painting, where you tape off and you take the 110 outlets and you cover your hinges. This also should be anticipated. It's not something we do very often. I would say YouTube, how to do these.
90% prep.
Jason did not. And there's a lot of discussions happening in that backyard for a while. Have you had any experience putting in a path or anything?
The only thing that I had put in was I had the pavers done across the front of my house.
Oh, yeah.
For the sidewalk.
Those turned out great.
They
You had a
really
really
did.
good cement guy on that one.
We really did.
But Jeff, you also have huge flagstones in your backyard behind your guest house.
Yes. And they're not quite as big as the ones that you were seeing on the screen. That was actually a great example of that flagstone path.
That is an amazing, that actually is going to take a crew, but we're talking about stuff that kind of you and I can do. Kind of on the weekend. It can happen.
Over a course of a couple of weekends. So.
Over a course. And what's last but not least, Jeff?
And
Number
last of
5.
all is to build a tree surround. And a tree surround is kind of a weird way to say it's basically a bed around a tree. And one of the hardest parts about doing this is making it truly a circle around, because many times you're trying to lay a hose out or just bend that edging around. Here is a really cool way to make sure you get that circle round, and it's to take a rope and tie it around the base of around the trunk of the tree, but leave it loose, and then you walk around the tree and you put stakes down as you're walking around.
Well, look at you.
To create a perfect circle.
That's what I would have done, except I would use a can of spray paint and spray painted the entire thing all the way around, and just frustrated everybody because it would have been everywhere.
There we go. You just have to mow it and let it grow a couple of times and it's gone.
Well, these are the 5 quick and easy tips we thought would be really fun just to talk about, share you some of our experiences. If you've got experiences, we'd love to hear those, both the fails and the successes. We always learn more from our failures, so let us know what you've learned.
Absolutely. And in the link, or in the comments below is the link to the article that we're talking about today. So if you'd like to get further information, just click on that link, read it, give us a call if you have any questions.
And just remember, we want to be your realtors for life.